Hi everyone, Luca from lucasphotography.com, and this video is a really quick video to give you my first thought on the Fuji xt2, which I received about 15 minutes ago. Just time to take it out of the box, put a grip on and put the Fuji 56mm lens on. First opinion is a bit bigger than the xt1, a bit larger, it feels better in your hand. It feels like you have an upgraded xt1. So that's the first feel of toy. Now the first feeling I had is that the thumb is also a little bigger, so you do have a better grip with or without the extra grip which is on the body now. Snappier, you know, I've taken a few pictures, it's much snappier than it used to be. The buttons are a very good feeling like the xt1, you know, it's a premium build. Being able to move and lock the dial is a very good thing, because often I used to do this by mistake. I used to move them, especially the speed. Now I can block the speed, block the ISO, use my speed dial. I mean, the speed dial is actually set up here. I'm gonna have to change this if I can and put it at the front like I did for the xt1. But yeah, if you've used the xt1, you'll have no issue using the xt2. It's pretty much all the same. When you go through the menu is been updated, it's a bit more modern look. It looks much nicer than the xt1. The options are about at the same place. The great thing obviously is that now we have a little knob to change your focus, so you can dedicate those 4 buttons to something else. I used to have my white balance set up at the front, and now I'm gonna have it at the back. And I can set up different things, maybe for your focus, tracking, or whatever. Having the grip on it, I've got to say my first opinion on the grip is not great, you know. Yes, it is going to bring me a boosted performance, it is going to give me more life without having to change the batteries. But aesthetically, you know, it's pretty poor, you know. It really kind of overcome on both sides here. You've got about 2-3mm on each side. It doesn't look like it's been made for it. It looks like they've designed it and a bit too big. You've got the extra grip here, which is nice, you know. It is nice to have an extra grip, especially that the camera now really feels like a kind of small but long DSLR. It doesn't feel anymore like the mirrorless which I have with the grip. It really feels much bigger. The grip at the bottom is incredible, you know. You feel like you're holding maybe a baby D3 or D3S. So, you know, the ergonomics are well improved, but the quality of the grip, for example, is not great. You know, there is a bit of a space here at the top, and I don't think that's right. I think that's a design issue, but you know, they can make things perfect, you know. Maybe on the third version they will make something a bit better. The other thing which is kind of popped to my eye straight away is the battery. I know this is a small thing, but the battery indicator on the xt1 is a little block with 3 blocks inside, and the problem with it is that when you come out, when you are about to run out of battery, the battery goes from 3 blocks to 1 block, and then within 5 minutes, if you're using the camera, it goes into the red and switch off. So if you are at a critical moment and you come into 1 bar, if you don't change the battery at that time, you could be in very big trouble, because at that time, you know, you have absolutely no time to change the battery. With this, we now have 5 little bars, so I'm hoping, obviously I've not used it enough to find out if it is nice and consistent, but I'm hoping that we will be able to see that decrease, and we'll be able to then well, prepare for it. So when you know that you have a moment important, you know, and if you're having just 2 bars, you know that you have enough, or 1 bar, you know that you have enough. Obviously more I'm going to use the camera, more I'm going to learn how this reacts, and I can obviously anticipate much better. As with the xt1, I could not anticipate this. It was going from 3 bar to 1 bar, and once it goes to 1 bar, you have 2 or 3 minutes to get your battery changed, otherwise it just dies. Now the other thing obviously is the double card slot. This could save you a lots of hassles. I mean, having double card slot. I'm probably going to use it as RAW and JPEG, because it's important to have the JPEG if you're looking to share your pictures this could happen sometime, you know, even if you're doing a wedding, you know, you may come across a night where you want to send a couple of pictures to the bride and groom before you leave, or you want to print a couple of pictures. If you're only shooting RAW, you won't be able to connect the camera to your phone, which means downloading the camera. Anyway, you have the option to put RAW and JPEG, or RAW and backup, or use it as 2 cards. I mean, the options are exactly the same as all the other cameras. Personally, as I mentioned, I will do RAW and JPEG, you know, because I think it's the best way. And when I come to an end of one card, I just take both of them out. It's just make it simpler. Anyway, yeah, first impressions are good. I like that obviously the premium build is still there, apart from the grip. But it looks like a very, very snappy camera. The speed of the focus is incredible. It's so much quicker, and it looks very accurate. You have much more focus point. I personally don't think I will be using the screen with the 300 odd focus point. I think the 90 is good enough, and when you're moving your focus points, it's quicker if you have 90 than 300. So obviously if you're taking picture of something a bit more precise, like a jewelry or something like this, yes, worth it. If you're doing portrait, I really don't see the point of having so many cross-point focus. Obviously this will give you a better performance, but in the first instance I don't think I'll be using this. I've seen that obviously the focus tracking has a lot of different options. It's good in some ways, but in another way I don't like to bother with things like this. I like the camera to work and just work. I don't want to have to change my focus tracking mode every time I do something different. So I'll put in multi-purpose, and then we'll see if it works well or not. I will definitely update you. I am planning to do some really strong testing. I've seen a lot of video testing the continuous focus with lenses like 16 to 55 or 50 to 140. What interests me is focus tracking with a 56mm at f1.2. Because if you can do it with this lens at 1.2, you can do it with any other lens. So this will be the kind of testing I will be putting through this camera, because that's the kind of pictures I do. If I take a picture of a kid running towards me, I'm not going to shoot at 5.6, I'm going to shoot at 1.2, 1.4, or maybe 1.8, but I'm not going to go lower than that. It's just not possible. That's just not the way I shoot. And I did have problem with the xt2 continuous focus. I believe this is better this time. We're gonna see it. My full review will come soon, so post me some questions below if you want to know some stuff. I'm aware, obviously, that many reviews have been done on this camera. I personally won't give a 5-star if it doesn't deserve 5-star. I will really test it and give you my honest opinion, and that is pretty much it. So if you have any questions, post them down below. If you want me to review a few things on this camera especially, let me know. You know, as I'm really gonna test it as a wedding photographer and a portrait photographer, and if something is not right, I will let you know. So that is pretty much it. I really wanted just to put my first opinion on this camera because I just received it and I've been waiting a long time to be able to get it. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. See ya.